Hey viewers, my name's Kara. I'm your host for Tuesdays on the Pagan Perspective, and this week we are answering a question from one of our current substitutes, which was asked before she became a substitute. This week's topic is from Tatiana, and we're talking about magic and our energy level. Tatiana has come across one of the sort of debate-like things that goes on in the community. Not necessarily so much of an active debate as it is something that you frequently come across people saying one thing or the other. Her question is, there are occasions when after working some magic I felt a bit tired and wondered if that was normal, so I did some research and realized there are some different opinions on the topic. Some folks say it's only natural that you feel tired, because working magic is like working out. It uses energy and you will feel tired. If you do not feel tired, you're doing something wrong. Then others say the complete opposite, that if you feel tired, it means you're not mature enough in the craft or not grounded enough and things of that sort. What do you guys think? This is definitely something that I have heard people on both sides of, and personally, I think it kind of depends on what the magic is that you're talking about, because I do feel like there are some things that are always going to be more of an energy drain no matter how grounded you are. There are things that just take a lot more energy than others. So there are certain things that I think you'll always end up feeling a little bit more tired afterwards. However, on the other hand, I do also believe that, especially with lighter things or simpler things, that grounding is very important to do before anything that you do. And so therefore, if you're doing something that doesn't inherently take a lot of excess energy out of you, that you shouldn't end up feeling tired, because that grounding and drawing energy from the earth and from energetic sources outside yourself, from the earth, things like that, things that have sort of a limitless amount of energy that we can pull from, then you shouldn't be tired, because that should be helping you out. So I think it depends, but one thing that I definitely think in relation to these topics is that it always specifically bothers me, not so much whether a person believes it is one way or the other, but if they happen to be hypocritical about it. I can think of one specific example comes to mind right now, but I know it's happened before to me and probably to others of you, where you may be talking with someone, or even in a workshop or in a class or something like that, or in a circle, and someone is leading you through an exercise, whether it be a meditation, a cleansing, whatever it is. This person is putting themselves out there as a teacher and teaching you how to ground, how to balance, how to maintain your energy level, how to help you do these things, and how to sort of circumvent this issue. They're teaching you how to make sure that you don't end up feeling tired, you know? And then in the process of that, before they get started or after it's already done, they then announce that they're going to need to take a break and leave the room because they frequently take on too much energy of other people and need to take a break to get back to their own balance. And to me, that seems to be quite a disconnect. For me, I don't feel comfortable learning how to balance, how to ground, how to not lose energy, how to maintain, energy level from someone who then admits that they can't do it for themselves. And I think it's perfectly okay to admit that you can't do it, but you don't really want to hear that from someone who's teaching you how to do it. You know what I mean? It's like when people jokingly talk about how you should never trust a skinny chef, or don't go to a dentist with bad teeth. If they are the person who is putting themselves out there as being the person who can teach you this, you don't want them to be also having the problem with it. Now, we're all human beings, and everyone's got their own stuff going on, but I've definitely had experiences like that, where I think, well, am I really putting that much faith in you, or are we just all kind of figuring it out on our own together? I can say from my personal experience that for a long time, I didn't really know that part of grounding was supposed to be connecting yourself to the earth for use throughout the process of your working. I would just ground myself and get my energy back there. But then when I would do my working, I would be kind of on my own, disconnected, oh, I'm grounded now, I'm centered now I'm gonna go do my working. And then I'd be tired or feel lightheaded, and I'd be like, what the heck? And I'd have to ground again. I didn't know until a few years ago, really, like quite recently in my practice, that you should actually be tapped into that grounded, like you should literally be grounded at the time of your working. And that way you're not using your own energy for the working, or you are, but it's combined with energy that you're constantly pulling from the earth, or constantly pulling down from the heavens, or whatever you may call it, the sky, the moon, whatever the case may be. It's your energy working in connection with those limitless sources, so that you're not draining yourself, so that at the end you still have your maintained level. I never knew that before. So I think that that might have something to do with the reason why we're not 100% like on what we feel should be happening when we do magic as far as our energy level. So that definitely has helped me to not feel lightheaded and not feel too drained after very simple workings and meditations and things. But yes, even said, I do think that there are some things when you get into really heavy practice or really extreme energetic level stuff, which may not be the kind of stuff you're doing every day. Those things I feel like would inherently take more energy. So you'd have to work a little bit harder at not feeling drained afterwards. These are not things that I do, so I can't give you any specific examples. I just think theoretically that there are things that would be like that. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of truth to both sides, and I think it's a really good question, and I'm interested to hear what everyone else has to say, including you all. So let us know your thoughts, and I'll see you next week. Until then, don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.